Welcome to Football Scientific. I'm Aaron Sauter, the professor of football science, writer for FootballAnalysisOne.com, CFLNewsHub.com, UFLNewsHub.com. Check out all those websites, man. Today we have an action-packed show, a Saturday edition of the NFL pregame show, some CFL news and notes, and some crazy leaked news from the UFL after Mike Rapole and this Twitter account, the State of the Stallions, got into an argument, and the State of the Stallions released a bunch of files. Now, that may be all PSYOP stuff, so it might not even be real. But I figured we'd go over it and see how real it is. Since we got a hold of it, we might as well check it out and see what's looking like. If it's wrong, it's wrong. James Larson helped release it, and remember, he got some things wrong a couple months ago. James Larson, in a UFL insider, he was leaked some stuff, and then it ended up being wrong. So, and he got real embarrassed and blah, blah, blah. Whatever, man. If you're going to be edgy, own it. If you ain't going to be edgy, don't own it. Okay, that's the rule. Okay? All right, so we're owning it. Boom. I am joined by my guest host, Tyler the Tiger. Tyler the Tiger here. We got Saturday NFL games. Wow. That's pretty crazy. Also, we got college football playoffs. Wow. Are we talking about college football playoffs? Not on here. Not on here? No. We're making some scattering reports for the college football playoffs on TikTok. TikTok? Yeah. Check us out on TikTok. If you're checking us out on YouTube, if you're just, check us out. Football Scientific. We're always putting new stuff out there, just making content, going crazy. Like it and subscribe and whatever. Okay, but that's it. Okay. So, Professor, you're looking tired today. I'm looking tired today. You are looking tired today. Why are you so tired? It's a Saturday. Didn't you sleep in? I never sleep in. I'm always doing stats breakdowns. Breakdowns? Well, that doesn't even make any sense, Professor. You got to get some sleep or you got to get some energy. I got to get some energy? You got to get some energy. What energy do I need to have? Dubby energy. Boom. Get the swag. Okay, I'll get the swag. Okay, all right. We got the cup. Dubby energy. This is Dragonade. We're still working on the Dragonade. That's pretty crazy. What's it taste like? I don't know. Let's taste it together. Okay. All right. Open it. All right. Okay, there we go. We open it. All right. I'm gonna try it first. Okay, you try it first. Okay. Wow, that tastes great. That's the best W energy I've had so far. That's just Dragonade. Just drink it. Be better. Dubby. You should drink some, Professor. I should drink some? Yes, and then go over the show. That's it for me. Tyler Tiger. Okay, all right. So let's drink some W energy real quick. Let's get hype. Yup, it is great. Good job, Tyler Tiger. Good work. All right. So first, news and notes. We got some football today. Some NFL football today, in the afternoon, evening time. But there's some odds and ends along the way. So first, head coach Aaron Glenn of the New York Jets said wide receiver Garrett Wilson's done for the season. He has a knee injury. They're not going to risk him getting more injured. He's out for the season. Tennessee Titans, they're already out of the playoffs, in case you didn't know. They're way out of the playoffs. All right, Tennessee Titans expected to have over $100 million in salary cap space in 2026. They have the most in the field. Maybe that's why they blew their chance for the first-round draft pick and picked up one extra win. Okay, and messed up their first-round draft pick. Maybe they're like, man, we're going to have so much salary cap money, we're just going to buy our way out of this hole we're in. They might do it. It's going to be the most in the NFL. If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be the Titans. Minnesota Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell announced that they're going to have to play his offensive tackle Christian Darrisaw on the IR. Now, if they lose one more time, they're done. They play the Giants this week. Let's see if they can win and maintain playoff status. Of course, I think they can also be eliminated from the top down. So they can be eliminated by losing. They can also be eliminated by someone above them winning, like Detroit. Kansas City Chiefs ruled out Rashee Rice, Trent McDuffie, Jalen Moore, Jawan Taylor, Tyquan Thornton, Jake Bringingstool, Nazea Johnson, and Derek Nandi against the Titans. They're going to hand the Titans a win, it sounds like. They're like, you know what? We're out of the playoffs. We're just going to hand the Titans a win. That puts the Titans in a weird spot, man. Because if the Titans beat the Chiefs, which they should do since the Chiefs have benched everybody, they're going to continue to mess up their draft place. Okay, so the only way Tennessee can maintain a halfway decent draft place is to let the Chiefs beat them. It's going to be an interesting show. Will they do what the Chiefs are encouraging them to do and beat them, and then mess themselves up in the draft, maybe long term? Or are they going to lose to the Chiefs and say, wow, they must have been better than us, even though they benched like a quarter of their entire team? That's crazy. It should be interesting to watch. While the game probably won't be very good. It's an interesting situation to keep an eye on. Boom. Seattle Seahawks linebacker Derek Hall suspended for 1 game after unnecessarily roughness. Stepping on the leg of Ravens guard Kevin Dotson. Rams guard Kevin Dotson. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I saw it. It didn't look that bad. He just stomped out the leg, whatever. That's what... Remember, the big guy, Sue did that with the Lions one time. Well, probably 10 years ago by now, maybe 15. Pittsburgh Steelers, TJ, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. TJ Watt, Isaac Suma, James Pierce are all out versus Detroit. Their pass rush has been greatly here. I think Detroit's going to win that game, man. And that's going to put the Steelers back, potentially in a tie with the dang Baltimore Ravens. I just don't know how. Are they going to make the playoffs? I don't know. Hopefully not. Boo Steelers. LA Rams. Wide receiver Devontae Adams is expected to miss another week with his hamstring injury. They did miss him a tiny bit last week, although he doesn't play defense, so I don't think they missed him that much. Offensively, they played really well against the Seahawks, but they could not. Special teams and defense could not shut down the Seahawks, allowing that crazy comeback, 16-point comeback, and then a touchdown in the overtime with a 2-point conversion. 3 straight 2-point conversions. Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce says he's planning to play the rest of the game this year. He's considering retirement. Yeah, everyone's saying he's going to retire at the end of the season, and he's not wanting to make it about him. I don't want to make it about me. I'm not going to retire right now. Yeah, whatever, bro. You just want to get paid. Let's say it. You want to get paid. Yeah, no, I want to get paid. New England Patriots linebacker Robert Spillane is boom. He's out with a left ankle injury. He's their top tackler. Boom. They may lose to the Ravens. I'm predicting they lose to the Ravens. Just saying. I think that's my actual official prediction. I have not gone over it yet, but. Buffalo Bills, they signed defensive end Matthew Judon after he to the practice squad to get released by, I think, the Dolphins or something. And they released defensive end Morgan Fox. So I guess Matthew Judon's good. Judon's better than Morgan Fox. Keep messing up their names. Okay, I don't know. All right, we have 2 NFL games today in Week 16, 2 Saturday games. First, at 5 o'clock, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at Washington Commanders. Really, this feels like a non-game. Eagles need to win so they can win the NFC East. They win this game to win the NFC East. That's where we're at. They're playing the Washington Commanders. I don't see the Commanders really having a chance to beat the Eagles, but I don't see the Eagles running away with this game either. So with that in mind, here's what I'm saying. I'm saying the Eagles are going to come out and kind of mess it around, and they're not going to play as good as last week, 31-0. They're going to mess around and they're going to beat the Commanders, but it's going to feel weird, like not satisfying. Okay, especially if you're an Eagles fan. I think the Eagles win on the road at Washington, 27-20. They're 7-point favorites on DraftKings. We're going money line on that, and over-runners 44.5. We're going over with 47 points, 27-20 Eagles. Okay, the second game at 8:20 is a direct battle for NFC North. Okay, 2 weeks ago, the Packers beat the Bears head up in Green Bay. If the Packers beat the Bears this week in Soldier Field, whatever, then the Packers win the NFC North. Okay, and the Bears are out. They're going to be in the playoffs, but they're not going to win the North. They're going to not going to get a high seed, not going to get a home playoff game, blah, 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 blah. So with that in mind, what do we have going on here? We have the Bears pulling this one out, 24-23. DraftKings says the Bears can win by 1.5. I say not so fast, my friend, which is 1.5 is not very much, but I think the Packers will either win or keep it closer, like keep within 1 point. So I'm going 24-23 Bears. We're putting our money on the Packers though in the 1.5 points, and we're going over 46.5 or 47 points. Okay, so we'll make 2 shorts about that here in a few minutes. Boop. Okay, next CFL transactions. Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They have re-signed national wide receiver Nick Dembski. Okay. Calgary Stampeders have signed national kicker Dawson Hodge. Okay. And then the UFL stuff came out. So if you're keeping track, 2 days ago, A.J. McCarron quit trying to run for Lieutenant Governor of Alabama. Skip Holtz quit the Birmingham Stallions. The next day, A.J. McCarron is the head coach of the Birmingham Stallions. And then on Twitter, there's this big fight between State of the Stallions Twitter account, some BS fan base, and Mike Rapole, some BS billionaire. And they had some kind of little slap fight. And Mike Rapole's like, just get over it, bro. And then J.Mar Smith, quarterback, 4th-string quarterback of the Birmingham Stallions, came out and said, hey, bro, they're cutting me, and they're blowing up all these rosters. Even though in November, when someone said, are we blowing up all rosters? Mike Rapole was like, no. But now they are, because why not? I mean, they should. They should. UFL is not going well, y'all. It's not going well. They need to change the business plan. That's what he's doing, and that's good. That's a good idea. But people don't agree because they're dumb. A lot of these UFL people are dumb. Okay, they don't understand how business works. Boom. So with that in mind, all that leads up to the State of the Stallions Twitter account says they got a hold of the UFL's full plan. It's on UFL letterhead, so it's like the UFL gave it to them. But they're making it sound like they stole it from someone. We got leaked to us on UFL letterhead. Yeah. Nah, sure, man. So here's what they're saying is going on with the UFL. We're going to have the 8 teams that have already been previously announced. The teams will be able to have 64 players on their training camp roster when they start training camp. They got to cut down to 50 or so. But they're going to have 64. They didn't have to cut down to 42 last year, but that's really small. 50 would be a much better number. Teams will go head-to-head. 64 players. Okay. The league will assign 3 quarterbacks per team. So we have the player personnel department. They're running everything. They're going to assign 3 quarterbacks per team on January 5th. Based on the coaching priority, whatever that means. The coaching priority, I don't know what that means. But no one knows what that means. There's some word salad, man. And then teams get on January 9th, teams get a chance to pick their players, their regional players from local colleges they got first dibs on. So they're trying to make it more regional and get more support. So you have the regional picks. Now, who's picking what? Well, Birmingham gets 5 places to pick from. They get to pick players that have played at Alabama, Auburn, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and UAB. I'm not sure why they picked UAB's obvious. I guess they're right there. But I'm not, whatever. I don't know what the logic is here, but I guess that's what regional teams are picking from. Is Alabama, Auburn, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and UAB. They'll probably still be pretty good because, Alabama's really good, yo. Ole Miss is pretty good. Columbus gets to pick from 10 regional players from Indiana, Michigan, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. Seems like we didn't include Purdue. That's not nice. Or Michigan State, whatever. Indiana, Michigan, Notre Dame, Ohio State. Dallas, Baylor, SMU, TCU, Texas, North Texas is for Dallas. DC, Maryland, Penn State, Virginia, and Virginia Tech. Okay. Houston, University of Houston, LSU, Rice, and Texas A&M. Louisville Kings, they get to pick from Cincinnati, people that graduate from Cincinnati, Kentucky, Louisville, or Tennessee. Orlando, Florida State, USF, and UCF. And St. Louis gets to pick from Illinois, Iowa, Iowa State, or Missouri. Now, a lot of people say, well, what about the small college players? You're not on the list. How do they not get picked? Man, this is 10 regional players you're picking. So if you think about it, you're picking 3 quarterbacks for you. Boop. Okay, and that's going to be 3. You got 64-player roster. Okay? And then you got 10 regional players. Boop. That's going to be 13 players. That means you got 51 more players that can be small college players, y'all. This wasn't about excluding small college players. This is about trying to make everyone happy, which is never going to happen, UFL. Mike Repulse, never going to happen to make everyone happy. Just make a good football league. Who cares about making people happy? And then January 13th and 14th, we have a 2-day draft. And day 1, the teams can draft 2025. I'm not sure who's drafting. I guess the head coaches are drafting. Drafting, excuse me, the W Energy came back at me real quick. I had to burp. Boom. Day 1 are drafting 2025 UFL veterans. So everyone's up for grabs, I guess. That's good. I hope Orlando Storm picks some good players, man. I hope we get, that quarterback from DC. I forget his name, top man. But I hope we get him. Okay, all right. Day 2, you draft people who are NFL training camp cuts. People that showed out at the showcases they had. They had player showcases around the country. Paid tryouts, blah, 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 blah. So some standout players there. And any new free agents. So that would be your small college players, okay? And they will be drafted over 2 days. The second day will be about those new players coming in. All right, so you'll get a chance to see. If you want to see a Mount Union player play in the Pro Football League, not sure why you want to do it. Just watch Mount Union football, man. But if you want to do that, then you can. If they pick them, if Columbus picks them, tell Columbus to pick a bunch of Mount Union players. They're gonna lose, and I'm down with that. Go Orlando Storm. Storm. All right, so that is the show for today. We'll make some shorts, make some more training, some scouting report videos. We'll do scouting reports on these NFL games too. Here next 20 minutes on TikTok. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, Football Scientific. Check out footballanalysis1.com. I got some articles on there, including power rankings heading into Week 16. It's going to give you some insight to who's going to win these games. And also CFLNewsHub.com. I wrote a bunch of CFL articles this week. And then UFLNewsHub.com. This place is getting crazy. I think all that stuff I said about the UFL roster stuff is all being put into an article by Greg Parks, I think. So, I mean, if it's all wrong, blame him. James Larson. State of the Stallions, whoever that is. Some anonymous X-account, I guess. So that is weird. That is Football Scientific for today. Thanks for joining us. And now we're going to do a bunch of short-form content the rest of the time here. So that closes the Football Scientific portal.